Let's a look at our setting tonight. The picturesque city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. DA, take it away.
Well, almost all of the Greek Freak's points come in the paint. Giannis said, I can already do a lot of damage, basically without a jump shot. Just driving, making plays, and free throws. When that jump shot comes, it's going to be a problem for a lot of players in this league. Kevin?
You're right, DA. It'll be scary. Thanks. We've got great athletes tonight, Brent. Much of this game we think will be above the rim.
This is going to be fantastic. I hope we get out and get some fast breaks where these guys have an opportunity to get their feet together, rise up, and get the fan. Not only them getting up, Kevin, but the fans getting up out of their seats.
You and I will be getting up, though. We'll be standing up.
You for sure will be up.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And it's Harrell in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Bucks, the backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. And it's Lopez in at the center position. Now here's Matthews. That 3 off the mark.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee on D. George passes to Beverly. Here's Leonard.
Well, beyond the physical stuff, what I like about Giannis right now is the feel for the game. That time, great timing defensively.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Beverly. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Middleton with it. George picks him up. Here's Giannis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on George.
We talk a lot about Russell Westbrook and the way that he attacks every game. I think in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo might be the same way, just tenacious and full of energy, and he fills up the stats.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
And, you know, the improvement we've seen over the last few seasons with Giannis is incredible. I mean, he just keeps adding to an already superstar-level game.
Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And you know, Greg, this last season, Giannis improving on his rebounding and his passing.
Career highs for him in both of those areas. If he ever adds a deep shot, I'm not sure how you guard him at that point.
Kev, I know it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
Shoots it up. He squares up and sinks it.
Jump shot looking like it's coming around now for Giannis.
And here is Los Angeles now. 4-point game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Good D by Lopez.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Matthews dishes to Bledsoe. Pass to Matthews. The Bucks working the ball around. Antetokounmpo kicks to Matthews. The shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Pass to George. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Bledsoe passes to Lopez. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Bounce pass from Bledsoe. Here's Lopez. Fades away and sinks the tough shot.
Again, floor vision from Eric Bledsoe makes dishing that basketball look easy.
George against Middleton. The baseline J. The shot by George, no good.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Matthews, no one around him. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
Now here's Beverly. Up top, Leonard. Over Bledsoe, and Leonard gets it to go.
Count on Kawhi Leonard to work as much as he needs to get to the spots on the floor where he can be successful. He's a good shooter from mid-range.
Now here's Bledsoe. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Great D that time from Harrell.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Now Middleton, and there's the pass to Lopez. The shot that time, not on target. Great D that time from Harrell. Here's Beverly. The rebound by Middleton.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times. Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
And Giannis throws it down hard.
I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Well, he coined the name himself last season. Brent, are you willing to call Brook Lopez Splash Mountain?
I am, but I think Brook Lopez was also looking for some kind of deal so that him and his brother could get free rides for the rest of their lives.
Here's Williams. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Harrell. And here's Leonard. Pass to Beverly. Launches a three. Los Angeles with another miss. Milwaukee leading by 9 to the middle. And there's Bledsoe on the assist from Antetokounmpo.
Oh, great ball movement there.
LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Antetokounmpo against Leonard. He kicks it to Williams. Lets it fly from 18. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Well, just shredding the defense in the pick and roll. Lou Williams only needing just a little bit of space to work.
Bledsoe against Beverly. Antetokounmpo dishes to Matthews. Back to Giannis. Lays it up off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 10.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. Here's Harrell, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Harrell did everything he could there to try to get the and one opportunity. Let's see if he can knock down some free throws. Think about Montrezl Harrell and the type of energy and effort that he brought last year to this team to help solidify, I guess, most of the culture piece of what Steve Ballmer wants this franchise to be about. That's playing hard, playing with energy, and having some enthusiasm for the competition. Montrezl Harrell wraps all those things up pretty nicely in the way he plays.
And Montrezl Harrell, Brent, beloved in the locker room.
Well, he's beloved because every night when you go out on the floor with him, you know what you're going to get. A guy who is incredibly competitive, passionate, knows his role, and plays with a physical presence that he doesn't shy away from anybody that's on the floor. That's infectious.
Here's George following the basket by Chris Middleton. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That is his first foul of the game. Hill, he's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. And then for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac has checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And it's Green in for Leonard. Now here's Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his fourth rebound in this one.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start. Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Clippers trail by 12. Here's Shamet. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Passes to Green. Beverly with the ball. Back to Green. Now, here's Shamet. He's guarded by Hill. And it's Shamet missing. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee, leading by 12. Here's Connaughton, defended by Beverly. Here's Hill. Lopez. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now, here is George. Ball's knocked loose. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Bucks with some changes. Ilyasova comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Korver in for Chris Middleton. And here is Los Angeles now. They trail by 14. Clippers moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Beverly. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Yeah, it took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Hill looking it over. Goes up on the wing. He's off on that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
How about the handles of a guy like Paul George at his size being able to rip around and has total confidence in his ability to score.
Giannis drives in.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. You know who that was.
They shoot again. And the rejection by Giannis. Beverly against Hill. Now the pass to Connaughton. And the rejection by Zubats. George against Hill. And that one's good. George has got 6 points.
You can only do so much right there. It's a good challenge on the Paul George shot. It didn't matter much.
And last season for the Clippers, it was a collection of smaller guys who played big.
Well, they're very effective with those kind of lineups with shorter, very effective offensive players out there. And Lou Williams being a catalyst for what they were doing, coming off the bench and providing a spark. You know, in the fourth quarter, there was always an opportunity for the Clippers, if the game was close, to rely on Lou Williams to get the job done.
And it's George finishing it off.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
Antetokounmpo against Green. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. No good. Shot missing. Clippers trail by 10. There's a minute left in the first quarter. George double teamed to the inside. Here's Green. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
On the wing, Korver, defended by George. Here's Giannis. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Now, here's Shamet. He's guarded closely. Green kicks to Shamet. Zubats, bounce pass. Giannis against Beverly. The tray. And the three ball is good. He's got 5.
Able to stretch the floor with that three-point shot. Beverly looking to capitalize from the perimeter as often as possible.
Knocks it loose. Ilyasova passes to Antetokounmpo. And it's in there. Giannis has got 16 points.
So far, he's a can't-miss player. A superb scorer who plays to his strength.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's last name. He helped set the record straight of how you pronounce it.
The Nigerian way, you gotta say with a D, so it's Antetokounmpo. But in the Greek way, you say with the NT, like Antetokounmpo. Whatever you got, just say, you know, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Antetokounmpo is out there with Ilyasova. Then it's George Hill. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Connaughton in at the small forward position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Now, here is Hill. Korver finds Ilyasova. And it's Hill penetrating from deep. And that one goes out of bounds. It's touched by Zubats. Williams, he's checked in for the Clippers. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo, and there are the Bucks with another bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Clippers trail by 13. Shamet, the pass to Zubats. He feeds it to George. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
And so it's Hill with it. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They've led by as many as 14 points. Here's Connaughton, defended by George. And that one's good from Connaughton. And the Bucks lead by 13. Clippers shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Williams kicks to Shamet. You know, Brent, we talk about how global the game has become. There's so much talent in the NBA that was born outside of this country. And you think about the great coaches, the Hubie Browns over the years that have gone and had these clinics. Jack Ramsey, spreading the word of basketball that developed these young players we're now seeing in the league.
And we can go down the list of guys like Giannis, Joel Embiid, Jokic in Denver, Gobert in Utah, Luka Doncic in Dallas, along with Porzingis for the season. The one thing that's interesting about all those guys, Kevin, the connective tissue to that is they're not only great players, but the construct of the locker room around those guys being great players, it changes the dynamic of some of the conversations that go on in the locker room. Most guys are used to seeing the best player on their team sound like them, be from places that they've been, played in high school All-American tournaments or on collegiate level to get. These guys are coming over from somewhere else, and so it forces a dynamic in the locker room that I think gets really interesting for teams as they move forward.
That's really interesting. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Alden.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. We all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an all-star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time all-star and well-deserved. David, thank you.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
The Clippers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Lopez, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton comes in for Pat Connaughton. Matthews, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for George Hill.
What's up?
The free throw drops for Zubac.
Well, a fantastic year for the Bucks, and the future looks bright for this franchise.
A new arena in Milwaukee, a new practice site. First-year coach Mike Budenholzer changing the entire philosophy of what they did offensively and ending up in an MVP award for one Giannis Antetokounmpo. The fans showed up. A lot of excitement for the Milwaukee Bucks in the years to come.
And there's a whistle that goes on Landry Shamet. That is his first foul of the game. And stolen by Williams.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Pass to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Unloads from 13. Shots good by Williams.
Well, the in-between game is really nice from Lou Williams. Great at working his way into a place on the floor where he can attack you with the shot.
Now here's Matthews. Pass to Bledsoe. Knocked away. Leonard with the steal. Stolen by Bledsoe. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Here's Bledsoe. 6 to shoot. It's up a 3. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Clippers trail by 12. And Leonard has it in the corner. To the paint. Here's Harrell. Makes it off the glass. Harrell's got 5.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Now here's Bledsoe. Leonard with the steal. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Here is Matthews. Passes it to Lopez. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, the evolution of Brook Lopez continues as he is now a premier stretch 5. His three-point shot continues to get better and now a huge part of his arsenal.
And the first one at the line is good. And Lopez bold enough to give himself a nickname.
Yeah, well, what was it? Splash Mountain or something like that? I guess he's earned it with the work he's put in on his outside shooting. More and more centers these days shooting the 3-ball.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
And Lopez serves as an unbelievable case study for someone who changed his game over time. I mean, almost in a season. So specifically, how he added the 3-point shot, it's made him such a valuable asset to this offense.
Here's Bledsoe after the Clippers pick up 2. That one drops for him. And the Bucks lead by 9.
And the game of basketball is one of runs, and right now this one's definitely not over.
Well, Harrell gets up there and he uses that long wingspan for the finish.
And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Bucks. 17 points was their biggest margin. The pass to Matthews. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. And it's 6 points for Wesley Matthews.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And Harrell slams it in.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Poked loose. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. They get a hand on it. Bledsoe dishes to Matthews. Clock at 6. Over Beverly. Matthews, no good.
This shot's just, it's not there right now with this team leading. Perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
6'1" guard, Bledsoe up there with the block. Wow.
He was all alone on that one. Matthews has got 5 points in the quarter. Clippers trail by 10. Beverly, the pass to Harrell. Now, here's Shamet. And it's the Bucks on the break. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Well, Ersan Ilyasova, a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, Greg, the last handful of seasons.
Good motor on the glass, and he can chip in for a 20-point game every so often.
Ilyasova no good on the free throw.
And the Clippers franchise joined this league in 1970. They've never made it past the conference semifinals.
Yeah, but the last few years, when you talk about the landscape of Los Angeles, the Clippers have had a remarkable run. Much better record than the Lakers have had in Tinseltown. And so surprising to think of all the talent that's come through the Clipper doors in prior years, but this could be the year with these additions where they break through.
Now Bledsoe following the three-point attempt by Lou Williams. On the wing, Williams. There's the triple. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Now here's Bledsoe. The Clippers grab the miss. Leonard's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Lopez with the block.
Oh, that's out of there. Not a high riser, but Lopez using his frame, a smart block, if you will.
George is checked in for Landry Shamet. That's tipped. Lopez with the steal. Outside Matthews. To the middle. Here's Ilyasova. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ilyasova's got 10 points in the quarter.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Down low. Harrell kicks to Beverly. It's tipped. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. There's the dish to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. Over Ilyasova. Misses off the left iron. Bucks leading by 11. Pass to Matthews. Back to Bledsoe. Shoots over Leonard. And it's sent back by Leonard.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
George looking over the floor. And that one's good. Leonard's got 6 points.
Now, the inside part of Kawhi's game just so hard to stop. He's too physical and seems to be just locked in at times.
Bledsoe dishes to Matthews. No good from Bledsoe.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Milwaukee making a switch. Antetokounmpo's checked in. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Clippers trail by 9. Outside, George. Pass to Harrell. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton comes in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. That's good from Harrell. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Leonard against Korver. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes. Finding it now.
The Clippers shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Now, quiet is Kawhi Leonard, but don't let that mistake itself for a lack of competitiveness. He has that desire and drive to continue to get better.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Beverly against Hill. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's his first foul. That's a 2 from Korver. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And the Bucks lead by 5.
Better offense from Korver there. Trumped the defense. He's just a lights-out shooter who doesn't miss many shots like that.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Milwaukee on top, up 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Kyle, impressive first half. You guys seemed in control. I figure you're pleased with the team's performance so far.
Yeah, I thought we let up some in the second quarter, though. We just got to keep on playing our game, keep on trusting the system, and we're getting great shots. Got to keep it up.
Kyle, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He ended up with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
You have to marvel at the uniqueness of the Greek Freak. From half court, he needs only 2 dribbles. That's right, 2 dribbles to get to the rim. He can pass like a point guard at almost 7 feet. The list goes on and on.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one, he's been everywhere.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Yeah, the defense has got to be a little bit embarrassed. There is no reason why he should just be on top of that rim.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They're down low at 4 with Harrell in the middle. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And it's George in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Giannis. Following the miss by Lou Williams. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
And Bledsoe loving to take on this challenge here, not fearing getting hit on the way up.
Inside, here's George, and it's good for 2. George has got 14 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Feeds it to Middleton. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Middleton doing a good job of being creative and finishing a difficult look. And Chris Middleton's an interesting story. I remember when he signed his first extension and talking to, at that time, his head coach, Jason Kidd, that Chris was dealing with living up to the contract. I think after that first season went by, he settled back down. It got him into a position to earn this second contract. and now he knows where he belongs. He knows how important he is to the Milwaukee Bucks and their continued success and striving towards a championship for the city.
Now here's Leonard over Middleton. The rebound by Middleton. Floats it up for Giannis. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Beverly against Bledsoe. Passes it to Leonard. Over Middleton. With the fadeaway. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times. And for Middleton, he was drafted in the 2nd round by Detroit. Brent, they sent him to the G League, which he says was the turning point for him.
Well, I think he just got hungrier and realized there was a self-awareness part of this, that he needed to grow and he needed to maybe adjust some of his work habits. Went from an overlooked 2nd round pick to an NBA All-Star, Kevin. I would call that great focus. And now he wants to be a consistent performer on a nightly basis to lead this team to championship level.
And it's Williams with the ball for Los Angeles. 8-point game. To the paint. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
Bledsoe kicks to Giannis. The pass to Matthews. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
George with the bucket.
Well, Paul George taking initiative tonight and going right at the defense.
Bledsoe taking his time here. The shot's good. Bledsoe's got 8 points.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the 2nd half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
Now, here is George. He's got 16. Outside Williams. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. Bledsoe against Leonard. Leonard with the steal. It's 2-on-1. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Leonard.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
He's perfect from the line this time. And even though he's been nagged by injury for a few years, Brent, Kawhi is still a top 2-way threat when he's healthy.
Well, the fact that Kawhi Leonard could move on from San Antonio, get to that Toronto team that needed just an extra push to do something in the Eastern Conference, especially with the absence of LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard absolutely dominated last year's playoffs and took Toronto to a championship. And now, for the first time, he's had the choice to continue his career somewhere. He's going to do that back home in Los Angeles for the Clippers.
Here's Lopez, following the score by Lou Williams. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Yeah, Kevin, honestly, if I asked you, do you think Eric Bledsoe felt that at all at his size, 6'1", the way he's built? I don't think so.
Bledsoe against Beverly. Five to shoot. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. For the Clippers, Ivica Zubac has checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Williams. Milwaukee leading by 4. Bledsoe outside. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in. Bledsoe's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Oh, boy, the touch is coming back here in the second half. Percentages from the field much better than it was at the break.
Teardrop shot. They get it back. Zubac. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
The Clippers shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. The free throw drops for Zubac. Seems like nearly everyone, Brent, can shoot the 3. Records being broken every year. How long do you think this age of shooting is going to last?
The tipping point, I'm not sure where that is, but the fact that the Houston Rockets in the past 2 seasons have done what it is that they've done, shooting more 3s than 2s for 2 consecutive seasons, is just a mind-boggling thing to me, Kevin. I think,
but where has it gotten?
Well, I think that we're kind of at
the tipping point.
I think we are at the tipping point. I don't know how much more you can do, but the teams that are seeing those other teams having success with it are trying to emulate it without the talent that you have. So the next few years are going to be interesting to see how it is or where it is that a transformative player maybe brings the game back towards inside the three-point line, or what strategies change to create even more three-point shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
He's off on the second. And Brent, when you watch Eric Bledsoe go to the rim, you just have to admire what an incredible finisher he is.
Well, Bledsoe, I think, has always relied on the fact that his physical stature, not in terms of his height at 6'1", but his width and strength allows him to go in there and be a bit of a bulldog, to get contact and to make things happen. So never has shied away from that. Now, I don't know if you would consider this, Kevin, but he's got such a nice touch around the rim. Maybe you foul him there?
Outside Matthews. Down low. The Clippers grab the miss. Leonard with no one around. And again, the Clippers good for 2. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for Milwaukee. 17 points was their biggest margin. Matthews scored the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Bledsoe becoming more and more comfortable with the role of floor general.
Now Zubac, 8 points for him. Beverly wide open. Again, Los Angeles.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, there's an ebb and a flow. They had a hard time earlier, but now, flow.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's got 13. Matthews, no good.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
George against Middleton, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
And the Bucks with some changes. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Hill in for Wesley Matthews. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Paul George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Love how Bledsoe's forcing the issue, not bashful about throwing that athletic build around on an NBA floor.
And what a year last season for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was terrific across, Greg, all stat categories.
And he was rightfully in the MVP conversation very early on. He's still very young, and I see multiple MVP seasons in his future.
And he makes the first.
Eric Bledsoe bounced around a little bit in the early part of his career under the tutelage of Chris Paul when he first came into the league. Seems like he's found a home here and very much settling into his role.
And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. And here are the Clippers now, trailing by 2. And here is Shamet. Pass to Beverly. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. To the middle, here's Ilyasova. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, I appreciate the way Ilyasova can get into a defender down low and then force them to either give space or put him at the free throw line.
And he's just had 1 attempt at the line earlier.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
That one is off.
It's very efficient and a well-tuned offense for the Bucks. They drive, they kick, they get open threes. Second in the league last year, as that was Mike Budenholzer's biggest change in threes.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Bucks.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Outside Hill. Pass to Giannis. It's back to Hill. Good on the jump shot. Hill's got his second bucket. And with the Bucks in their offense, Brent, it all starts with Giannis.
Starts with Giannis, and that might have got them into trouble last year. They could maybe use another creator in a way where a guy can manufacture his own points. Who knows? Maybe that's growth within. Maybe that's Chris Middleton as he tries to improve his game, or Eric Bledsoe in some way. But the team does need a little bit more dynamism on the offensive end.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Over Ilyasova. Good on that shot. With that, the Bucks' lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Zubac.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
To the inside, Ilyasova. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 6 assists in the game. Here's Shamet. Pass to Zubac. Now here's Green. And there it is for him. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Here's Hill. And it's Shamet with the rebound.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
Now the pass to Leonard. A fadeaway. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Floats it up for Giannis.
It just keeps coming at you. Giannis has so much energy, and when he's this aggressive, he is just a dynamite offensive player.
Beverly against Hill. Leonard attacking.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
The Clippers have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. First free throw is good.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Bucks. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Harrell, he's checked in for Zubas. Beverly against Hill. Lopez outside. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Lopez has got 10 points in the game. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader. He brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
Now Hill. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Outside for Korver. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
58 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Green. Shamet with it. Harrell finds Green. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, easy call.
And to have someone, Brent, with the size and the strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman, has traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis, but his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
Williams, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Connaughton. Outside, Antetokounmpo. For three, Hill. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. There's 21 seconds left in the third. Williams passes to Green. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Hill. The Clippers have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. 2 shots. The first one falls. Both free throws good from Green. Now here's Giannis. He's got 24. From deep three-point range, misses. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Bucks lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Sometimes it happens when the offense is struggling, but every now and then this helps with the offensive uptick right there. Great job of setting his teammate up.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then there's Hill. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 guard. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Clippers trail by 4. And Leonard has it in the corner. Here's the floater. And the rejection by Giannis. Leonard looking over the floor. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Harrell. Offline with his three. Bucks leading by 4. To the middle. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
I'd like to see George Hill distribute to his teammates a heads-up play there.
Williams against Hill. Harrell down low. Back to Shamet. Green breaking loose. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Now, how did he manage to change his shot midair?
Williams against Hill. And the rejection by Harrell. Williams against Korver. Outside Williams, and it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. A different look for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton's checked in for Korver. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Hill. Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Harrell kicks to Green. Giannis against Williams. And the rejection by Giannis. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Wesley Matthews checked in for Pat Connaughton. The three from George. And the Clippers miss again. Milwaukee leading by 4. At the elbow, it's Antetokounmpo. That shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Puts it up there for Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Young. Here's Bledsoe. And the rejection by Harrell. Here's Shamet. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 17 points was their biggest margin. Bledsoe against Green. Shots good by Bledsoe. Bledsoe's got 13 points in the second half.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Now here's Williams. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
Throw good, Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team, someone the younger guys look up to.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Now Green defending. Pass to Matthews. Over Williams. Matthews, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Here's George, and it's all evened up.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Now here's Bledsoe. A double-team Bledsoe, stolen by George. Passes it to Williams. Now, here's Shamet. He's covered by Matthews. And it's Shamet missing. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Shots good by Middleton.
Well, Middleton does have some length himself, and he utilizes it there on the drive.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
The name of the game for the Bucks is defense. Very tough at the rim and challenging shooters. They have good length, obviously, out there on the wings, let alone Giannis all by himself. But defense, a big reason why last year they were able to collect 60 wins.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. Not happy with the way this game is going. He said, you're getting used out there on the perimeter. Inside the arc, we're doing some good things, but outside, you're a disaster. Tighten it up. Kevin, we'll see if they can close out on those shooters a little more effectively.
6 on the shot clock. Green finds Shamet. Shoots over Matthews. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And Brent, with this Bucks defense, when they're locked in, they're tough.
Well, not only do they defend, they had the best effective field goal percentage against last year. They seal off the defensive possession with the rebound. They were a top rebounding team, second in blocks in the league. As a whole package, the Milwaukee Bucks present a unique problem. Good on defense and hard to match up with Giannis on the other side offensively.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And here is Los Angeles now. Now Williams. Shot clock at 6. Here's Green. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 8th assist in the game.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
And here is Harrell. Outside Williams. Over Matthews. A shot by Williams, no good.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
And right now is when you have to lay it on the line. Between the two teams, they've clearly been the aggressor. He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Taking 2 shots. Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny. Well, the Bucks are in a good spot with a young superstar entering his prime.
And they like the fact that this core has more potential in it. It wasn't just a one-hit wonder as they committed to Lopez. They committed to Chris Middleton. And now they think that they can take the next step with Giannis's growth.
The 3 from George. It's good, and that takes him to 77% shooting this game, 10 for 13.
Now, Paul George ready to shoot as soon as he caught it. Quick release there.
Matthews, and Matthews throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Now, here's Beverly. Over in the corner, Williams. Over Lopez. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Yeah, he might not be the biggest guy out there, but he's willing to rip that rim off.
Now, here's George. On target from 13 feet. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
And the dunk by Giannis.
Giannis bringing it down, using that sensational length to get that finish.
Williams scanning the floor. And that one is good.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Bledsoe against Beverly. Middleton on the wing for the 3. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. That's 10 points for Chris Middleton. Clippers trail by 11. Beverly dishes to Hero. Looking for George. He gets it there. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
Ooh. Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Williams. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Well, even when you get physical with Lou Williams, he'll use that against you. Keeps his balance that time.
The feed to Matthews. Banked in off the glass. Matthews has got 10 points here in the second half.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. 11-point game. And there's the pass to Beverly. Here's Zubac. He's covered by Matthews. Shot from 12. Again, the Clippers. Milwaukee's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Bledsoe against Beverly. And the rejection by Harrell. Lopez passes to Giannis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 38 points.
Well, this is where Giannis does all of his damage. He gets inside the paint, has the size to work you back, and then stretch out and score.
George with the ball. Milwaukee with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Middleton outside. Williams against Bledsoe. Kicks to Lopez. Three-pointer, and the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That will be foul number 5 on him.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And good that time. Leonard's got 24.
Not something we're used to seeing in this offense, but tonight it may be just about give Kawhi the ball and get out of the way.
Here's Antetokounmpo. A second chance effort. The Clippers grab the miss. Harrell's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. George with the bounce pass. And that one's good. Leonard.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Now here's Middleton. Leonard with the steal. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got it back down to single digits for the Clippers.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Matthews, good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Bucks.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
And a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. .50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Beverly up top, guarded by Bledsoe, and it's Harrell missing.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And here is Los Angeles now, down by 12. Here's Williams, and he banks in the layup.
So good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
Now here's Matthews. Pass to Bledsoe. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, great night for you. How did it all come together?
My team's doing a great job of getting me open, and our guards are finding me, and I'm just putting the ball in the basket when I can.
You were open and available all night, Wesley. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.